Kevin Kelly, the author of What Technology Wants. Kevin, are you turning technology into God?
No, technology is way too small to be God. I mean, we throw around the word God, but if we really mean what we talk about as the self-creator of this incredible ride that we're on, technology is way too small for that. I think, though, that technology stems from the same strand of goodness that we see running through the universe. So while the entire universe is running down to entropy and heat death, there is a strand running through it of things that are accelerating the generation of entropy and becoming more self-ordered, and life, and begins with galaxies and stars, which stars are furnaces that make heavier atoms out of lighter atoms, and those heavier atoms can self-organize into planets, maybe with atmospheres, and we have life, which is self-organizing, starting very simple with bacterium and growing more complex over time and making minds, which accelerate the production of new things. Basically, minds make things that evolution can't get to by itself. And so we are part of this longer narrative story. Scientifically, you know, the neg entropy, scientifically exotropy, going through this long course. And if that strikes you as godlike, then that's fine. But I think what's important is to understand that this long thread is what is behind and what is propelling all this gadget stuff that we make. There's actually part of that. And I think I'm suggesting that we can see something larger than ourselves in technology.
Well, let me rephrase the question. Perhaps
Sure.
The original one was rather vulgar. Is technology then the work of God, the work of a first mover, in the way that you're presenting it as this technium?
I would view that, yes, I would view that evolution is the work of God, and I would view the technium as the extension of evolution. So I would say that it's not God, but I would say that it reflects the divine. I would say that it is in some ways I don't know what the word would be, but a reflection might be the best word. That it's whatever that initial order that's present at the Big Bang. So if you understand scientifically that entropy is increasing throughout the universe, that's the only laws of physics that we've never found any exception to, is the fact that entropy happens. It means that there was a lot of order at the beginning, and everything's becoming disordered over time. Whatever that source of that order was at the very beginning of the universe, I think that the evolution in the technium is a reflection of that initial order, wherever it came from.
So it's not surprising then that someone like yourself and a number of other people, the inventor of Second Life, Philip Rosedale, for example, are also seriously religious individuals.
It's not surprising because I believe that. Or see, I think it's the other way around, maybe.
Well, explain why.
Well, I mean, it's like I didn't have this idea first and then became religious. So I think my religious beliefs are, I think, confirmed by the realization that, in fact, we can understand them in scientific terms. Okay, so we can tell the same story in religious language, and we can tell the same story in scientific language. So, and I think that when you start to deal with cosmic questions about, well, what was the beginning of this all, or what's the place of what we're doing now in the universe, in the cosmos, and does it have any meaning over time? I think we have a set of religious vocabulary that is actually not very appealing to most people, because it's old-fashioned, it's not very convincing. But we can say the same thing with scientific language. We can use the same things, talk about the Big Bang rather than creation. We can talk about We can talk about information, the immaterial basis of all material world. Information, what is that? It's immaterial. We don't know. It's not material. Those are scientific ideas that people understand. And so I think this view is basically a secular language for an alternative secular language for something that is actually you could use spiritual language for or religious language for.